Yeah, it is just wonderful when it happens like that. Just have those games which you think, yeah, this is definitely going that way, and it actually goes the other one. Anyway, game number 3, draft upon us and bans incoming. What we expected, Cap?
No Naga Siren, and no...
Tiny.
What is the problem with game 2? I don't think there really was a problem for game 2, to be honest. If I'm OG, I'm way more tilted about game 2 than Mineski should be about game 1.
Agreed.
It's way easier to look at this look at a single hero or a single factor in the Naga from game 1 than it is to pinpoint any single thing from game 2. I will go back to talking about something I mentioned after game 1, and that's anytime you run, you can win with a single core strategy, but it's very little margin for error. And that felt like, despite the fact that S4's Puck was quite farmed toward the end, outright purchasing the Dagon 5, that felt like a single core strategy. The way they played around.
The way that they played around, yeah. The way that the itemization from Monkey King, BKB Lincolns, and I mean the data list was weird. I'll flat out say it. I didn't really understand that one.
I think once you've gone both BKB and Lincolns as your first 2 items, and you have you want the 300 cast range talent on the tree dance.
Yep.
Right. Once you do that, there's no next item that's really great, I think.
But he's first Guardian Angel.
Yeah.
That's my biggest thing. When he went pure physical.
But what do you build instead from there? It's like to me the game plan was, let's go those 2 items, let's create space, let's get a pick off and push high ground. And there was no end game after that.
I don't like super harping on items because I don't think that game was lost because of item decisions so much in comparison to the one that they lost the other day with the Storm Spirit and BKB early. This one I think was the play that
I agree.
was the cause of them losing. So
I think that's totally fair.
So this time, we see the Death Prophet taken out. So they are a little bit concerned, even though they punished the hell out of Moon in the laning phase. At the end of the day, the Death Prophet still did its job with Exorcism.
Maybe a 4 or 5 ban on DK from OG, because I think that carry DK is absurd.
Or they take it themselves.
Or they take it themselves.
I mean, DK is looking like Lycan looking dented. Looks like the opposing team
the
just have
hero
no
of the
answer.
tournament, doesn't it?
Yep.
Just starting to look that way.
Way is this?
Yeah.
Bane.
And right now,
So they left the
that
gyro.
DK
Oh God,
And,
yes.
and they
Here
left
we
gyro
go.
this time. So the other time Mineski did ban out the gyro, but they take the Bane. So I was talking about this with Vici. Every time they've seen gyro picked up, Bane responds with Vici, and I think Mineski's doing similar. And they're setting up for the Mirana.
Yep.
Yeah.
Finally
This
get the priest of the moon using the priestess of the moon.
6-0 this year, and
Fantastic.
it's a great combo for them.
Yeah, just going back to the DK. 12 picks now at this particular tournament out
How's
of the
his win
19 games. It's 75% from 12.
Huh.
9 out of 12 so far. Disruptor, by the way, also picked up 12 times, 33% win rate.
Yeah.
Nice.
Rubik 13, 61.5, and the most picked Gyro 14 with a 57.1% win rate so far. So those are the top 4. Outside of that, the Naga is tied with Sanking, Brew, Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor will just jump ahead of that now with the 10th pick so far.
Earth Spirit. All right. So last game, Tusk is a lot about, like we said, not really that team fight aspect. He's a lot about just dominating the lanes, making the moves. Sure, in some situations he can apply more to team fights, but Earth Spirit, that is full-blown team fight.
Yes.
This is what OG
Full-blown
wants to do.
Jirax.
Yes.
And
Love it.
Tusk tends to be more of a reactionary hero in team fights, whereas Earth Spirit, you're the ones initiating from long range.
And you can mess with these type of combos. You have Bane Mirana. You see the Mirana, they go for like some sleep. I mean, they can't even really do the sleep setups now in the middle of the fights. It's gonna be impossible because this Earth Spirit's starting fights. However, it is Mineski's super comfort.
Yeah, so Brew's the first ban.
Yeah, Brew, and then they might even still
OD
ban
was
the
the
OD.
one, yeah, was
they
the
might
one last
still
game.
just take out the OD.
I actually would, so against any other team, I'd maybe dispute that, but again, Mineski's, to me, the lineups where they've looked good, it's been 2 of their 3 cores on traditional mid. So Mirana and OD is a combo that they actually have run together.
5 seconds remaining.
What else with the combo heroes? I'm trying to remember from Star Ladder because I remember they ran this one and I was like, it was the Brew, it was the Naga, but they also had something else. I feel like they had.
OD was the one.
They had something like the, I think it was the Sanking, so that one is the one that's taken out early on.
Mid. So Mirana and OD is a combo that they actually have run
I
together.
like the Lycan ban a lot from Mineski. I think that's a hero that just Mirana can't do too much because you can't even set up your own arrows with the Bane anymore because there's wolves.
Did they do an
boats
ET
all over.
Mirana? Maybe that was
I feel like
something else.
Mineski's not an ET team.
Yeah, they're not.
They're more of having Ninja Boogie on this Night Stalker, Bane, jabs on Clockwork or Sanking or something like that. Not the Clockwork so much anymore, but
Yeah, but Lycan, I think, is a great ban for exactly the reasons you said. He's a hero that No Tail can do his job with, can create a lot of space with, and doesn't require the kind of farm that Monkey King does to sustain his presence as the game goes on.
That's a tide ban, right?
Yes, yes, and that's.
Well, that's really
I'll tell you what they do like.
I agree with that.
I'll tell you what they do like pairing the Marana with.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah.
But yeah, usually have Naga with that too,
Yes, they
right?
do.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. They've
That's
Naga
the downside.
Jakiro has been their
That's
first
their jam.
phase. Yeah.
Yeah. They also like playing Nyx with it as well.
Oh, that's the other one.
happened
It's
quite-
Nyx.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
the other one.
That was
Yep,
the one
yep,
you were
yep.
thinking about?
Yeah, that's the other one. I was thinking Sankey because they do like a similar thing, but it's the Nyx.
Well, Nyx is like the other like super SEA staple.
Yeah.
For like the last year, he's been picked in SEA.
And it's
more
all
than
about
any other region.
all about those pickoffs too.
Yeah.
It's like
And
it
then
works
if
so
you
well
want
with Marana.
to go back a bit further and get a bit more crazy, the Magnus
Oh God, yes.
is the other thing they used to do a lot with
Yeah.
the Marana.
The Ice Magnus. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
OG's turn.
All right, so they
Shaker again.
love that Earth
They
Shaker.
do, don't they? Not
I-
many players like it.
I
not many
really
teams
questioned that
like
pick,
it.
but
I think they got. I thought that in the laning phase they got run over last
Yes,
game because
exactly.
the Shaker is just a walking fissure.
Yeah, what's
Even-
he? Yeah, he's gonna
You saw
play behind
No-Tail?
the DP, but he doesn't do anything. Yeah.
Did you see No Tail's reaction right there? He was like, "Wait, Earthshaker?
Yeah.
Like, what? Really?"
They must have a strong belief in this Earthshaker versus Tusk versus Earth Spirit idea.
Jabs loves that hero.
I mean, that's been interestingly that's been Jabs' thing. When Mineski's looked good, it's because Jabs has made these heroes work at the 4 position that have just looked like garbage for most other teams. Like in the fall, it was Clockwork. Clockwork was like 25% win rate in pro games, and Jabs was sitting there at like 12-2 at one point. I mean, it gets in your head because the 4 position for most teams is so concentrated.
Yeah.
You get used to playing against that same set of
So
heroes.
does Moon always goes Diagonums first on the Marana, right? And then he doubles back for right click damage.
I
feel like
believe
he's
that's
like,
true.
Always go I feel like he always goes Diagonums.
They drafted Puck last time against Earthshaker and Disruptor. This time I would argue it's a better hero than it was last game.
Radiant team pick.
Whoa.
Yeah, looking back at his
Visage.
last few games, it's Ag's
Visage
point.
destroys Marana mid, I think.
This is yes, and it's so for whatever reason, right? Visage is that hero that doesn't get picked very often, but when it's run in a core position, the win rate is insane. It's like 14-6 since this year in pros, and it's also got 60% win rate. It's right up there with Lycan in 5K plus pubs, and it's almost exclusively core in pubs now too.
Quick pick PL.
Yeah, you only have
Radiant team
Earth Spirit,
Okay,
PL.
here you go.
This is Visage is. This TV is now going to be used as this big core, and Visage is a distraction.
Yep.
I see.